Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki Roy. I'm a licensed therapist in Canada, and here are my top therapy points that you need to work out in your life if you're wanting to go on a personal development journey or just kind of like clear some things out about your life. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, number one, the goal in healing and coming back to ourselves is not to never experience hard things. Healing does not take away the hard stuff. It changes how we respond to it, and over time, it gets less intense. Happiness is not a destination. I hear people say this all the time. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. Happiness is just a state of being. Okay? It's just this place we come to and then we leave. It's not a destination. It's not this big goal. And healing does not mean that hard things don't happen. Healing actually means that hard things continue to happen and we learn how to show up to ourselves differently. We learn how to make it work differently. It's not about never experiencing something hard. We have to figure that out. It doesn't mean life is going to get easy peasy. Okay. This one is going to be a hard pill for you to swallow. You are the biggest problem in your life. Okay? The way you speak to yourself, show up, feel, treat, and manage your life is the problem. Nothing will magically make you do it differently. You have to decide one day to be uncomfortable and do it differently. And that doesn't mean that what you went through in your life wasn't hard. It doesn't mean that what you went through in your life didn't matter. It doesn't mean that your family or friends or experiences you had really messed you up. It doesn't mean that. It means that you are now an adult. You are now responsible for your life. You have to get out of your own way. You have to learn how to understand what you went through, why it changed your sense of self, how it changed your narrative, and how you made sense of what you went through. Okay, you are the biggest problem. You have to learn how to get out of your own way. Stop blaming other people. Don't stay in the victim mindset that you're just forever going to be like this. You're not. You can do something different, but it's not going to land in your lap. It's not going to magically appear there. Okay, you have to do it. There's no one right way to be in a relationship. There isn't one soulmate for you. Relationships are not easy. You will trigger your partner or partners, and they will trigger you. Stop running away. There isn't a magic fairy tale one soulmate. It isn't things will be easy with the right person, or they'll just want to do it for me, or they're just magically going to know how I feel and be perfect. That doesn't exist. You will trigger the shit out of someone and someone will trigger the shit out of you. You have to learn how to show up for them. You have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to be vulnerable, make sacrifices for other people, but also ask them to show up when you need them to. People cannot read your mind and things are not easy, nor should they be. Okay? Get that out of your head. Your parents and family fucked you up in one way or the other. Okay? Stop resenting it and start figuring out how to work through it and show up to yourself as an adult. One who has full control and responsibility moving forward. Everybody's parents, everybody's family screwed them up one way or the other. We have to move past that. Recognize your parents did the best they could with what they knew, and it probably wasn't enough, and they still messed up. And there are still habits of theirs that you don't want that you do. Okay, that's normal. It happens. But learn how you actually want to show up as a person, as an adult in your life, and start doing that. Because no one's coming to save you, and it's your job to do it now. You have to learn how to do that and stop whining about it. Other people have way too much of an influence on you, and they don't even care that much. They really don't. They really don't care that much. Too many people live their lives in fear of others' opinions and judgments. It's robbing your life. Again, focus more on managing that discomfort instead of trying to avoid it by being perfect. Nobody really cares that much. You care so much more about your life than other people ever will. Okay, their opinions, their judgments, whatever, are fleeting. They're here and gone. So don't base your life off other people, right? Do not hold yourself back because of the fear of what other people think when they really only think it for a small amount of time and then it's gone. They really don't care that much. It's robbing your life more than it's affecting anybody else. Stop doing it. The systems of the world had a major impact on you. Major, major, major. Every single human being. There's no way around it. You have to figure out how patriarchy, racism, sexism, capitalism, sizeism, all the isms, all the traditional organizations, and how they affected you. If you're not doing this, you're probably getting stuck. You can do so much work over and over in your head about your emotions, your thoughts, how you show up to yourself, how you understand, how you communicate, how you set boundaries. But if you don't figure out how the systems of the world impacted you, how what you went through in your own unique human personhood affected you and your family, then it's going to be really hard to access things like self-compassion, because every human being experiences barriers from systems of oppression to accessing things like self-compassion, things like mindfulness, things like forgiving ourselves. You have to learn how to do that differently. You have to learn how to understand how the world impacted you. How did the world develop your narrative, your sense of self, your story? How did it hold you back? How did it oppress you? How did it marginalize you? You got to figure that out so you can hold self-compassion for it. You got to learn how to feel your emotions and practice mindfulness. It's not cute, cool, or noble to be disconnected from your body. Tune in, show up, do the work. Okay? Mindfulness is like one of the number one mental health skills we can learn. Mindfulness is literally simply just being with ourselves, noticing, being curious, paying attention, connection over disconnection. Feel your emotions. Don't ignore them. They're not meant to be these overwhelming, overbearing things. It's literally, an emotion is literally just like, hey, tune in, pay attention. What's going on? Just pay attention to it, validate it. It'll go on its own. Practice. Stop putting so much effort into fitting in and fitting the mold and putting all this effort into your looks and body. Start putting effort into managing the discomfort that comes up from doing your own thing. Trying to chase the never ending being perfect or fitting the mold or doing what you should or shouldn't do or how your body should or shouldn't look like is just leading you down a really inauthentic path that's actually not helping you feel good about yourself. Instead of trying to be perfect, instead of trying to fit the mold, instead of trying to fit in and thinking that that's going to alleviate these uncomfortable emotions, focus on working through the discomfort that comes up when you do your own thing. How hard it is to go against the grain. How difficult it is to do your own thing in a world that's telling you to do something else. Focus on managing those emotions instead of trying to avoid everything uncomfortable. It's going to change your life. Those are my top 8 therapy tips to work out in your life. Think about them, mull it around. What are your objections, right? Think about why it's hard to sit with those. Think about ways that you want to move the needle with some of those. If you like this video, like, subscribe, come back for more. And if you're interested in getting more coaching, more learning, more education, more workshop experiences with me, you can always join me in the Wellness Club. Have a good day.